So I showed off the Benchmark Viper last month with Blackie Collins's Rollock mechanism, and I mentioned that in the late 90s, Elishewitz did a redesign for Columbia River, and they released it as the Rollock. And it was really cool that it came with these transparent scales, which sadly are prone to cracking like all clear scales. That's a huge problem in the microtech world. And it shows you a bit of the mechanism where you can see the track that the blade rides in. You can see the two guide pins that are mounted in the blade in there. But I've always been a little more curious about how the lock bar interacts with it inside. And somebody asked me last month when I showed off the Viper if I could do a teardown on that. Sadly, I can't because that one has pinned construction. But I do believe that I can open this one up and actually show you guys what's going on. I need a smaller Torx bit that I should have checked before I did this. So these scale screws are a T5, just to be slightly oddball. And clip is a T6. Come on. Now, it would appear... Huh! I didn't realize it, but the clip screws are structural. Now we know. The clip screws are holding the whole back end of the knife together. Huh! Oh, and there's only one scale screw on this backside. So, as you can tell, obviously, like usual, you guys are seeing this in real time as I discover how this thing is held together. Alright, it is already attempting to disassemble on me. Looks like we got one standoff there holding things together. All right, so you can see your lock bar spring and your spring that actually holds the knife in the closed position. Let's see, that would be about like so. Yep. Alright. Yes, we are engaged in a little notch down here. And now I'm throwing it all over the place. Alright. Yep, this is going to be one of those videos. Try this again. I wonder if I can just slide you. Oh, I can. There we are. Alright, all of these parts are loose, including that lock bar pivot pin. So, you've got your guide pins there. That would be sitting right like so. And so when you push down, it's gonna come, so that was in there like so. It's going to push against that spring and compress it a little bit. Yes. It's going to push against the spring a little bit and compress it. And then it's going to allow you to slide it forward. And then when it gets to here, It's going to push the lock bar out of the way, and then the lock bar is going to come back behind it. Yes. So right there, that is where your lock engages. The front of the tang right there, pushing it towards the end of the slot. Kind of what I figured, but now I know. Somebody mentioned that their benchmark Rollock mechanism took a lot of effort to get it to engage and lock. And so my guess is that there's probably some lint at the end of the track here that you're having to mash the pin against to allow the lock bar to drop back behind the blade. Sadly, that's like way up under the bolster section of the Rollocks. So I would probably try just blowing the hell out of it with some compressed air in through the blade channel with the blade at like a half open position and just blast the hell out of it. So yeah, let's see if we can show this from the other side. So yeah, you push the lock release, that's going to allow that to come forward, which is going to allow your blade to slide back. And then when you get down here, you're going to compress against the lock bar spring, and it's going to pop into place and stay in place. So now we know. This was not my most elegant teardown video by any means. And I'm probably not going to try and get this thing back together on camera because I have a feeling it's going to fight me. But, like I said, now we know. It's a very, very simple, clever lock mechanism that is just unlike anything else that has ever been done. Alright, I'll stop playing with it on camera, see if I can't get this thing back together. I hope everybody has a good Tuesday, and I'll see you guys next time.